that we want to do everything we can to meet those needs and respond as quickly as is possible. We have not, as of yet, had a number of requests from local government. Local government agencies have not made a number of requests of the state, but as I mentioned, our state emergency management agency is manned, and we certainly encourage anybody, any local official that needs assistance to call us. So let me know while I'm here today, but also call throughout this recovery effort from the storm and let us know what we can provide. Assets are available, and we're certainly willing to help. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. In just a second, we can give you a number, too. We have a number set up, sort of a statewide hotline number, and that statewide hotline number, anybody that needs shelter, or if you know family members that are in an area that doesn't have power, you can call and find out about shelter. And we'll get that number in just a second, unless you already have it, John.
Got here. It's 888-377-2100.
So it's 888-377-2100, and that is the statewide shelter number. So if you know folks that need to get to a shelter, we can help direct them, regardless of where they are in the state, to the nearest shelter, so it'll be a safe environment. And that's a good, perhaps, segue. Just to remind folks that if you have family members, seniors, just your neighbors, anybody you know that might need assistance, this is a good opportunity to check on them, find out if they need help, either with the recovery or getting to a safe and warm environment. I'd be happy to answer questions, and then you've got your great local team behind me that's really in the front lines responding to the storm, and I'm sure they'd be happy to answer questions as well.
The PSC had passed, or had worked on helping out these power companies. Is it PSC or?
It's the Public Service Commission,
Public
correct?
Service Commission, yeah. They passed new regulations this year regarding tree trimming and making sure that these lines stay clear. Are the lines that are down right now, are they mainly, I mean, is it trees that are bringing them down, or is it the ice itself?
And certainly around Webb City, you have damage that exceeds what would normally be expected. And the primary concern has been with the utility Ameren, which provides around in the eastern part of the state, which has a very, quite frankly, a poor track record in responding to storms. I think Empire's record is stronger, and we encourage them, as they are, to reach out to other states, get repair crews in as quickly as possible to restore power.
Do you think this response will change, or do you think it'll get heavier as you anticipate more? Obviously,
based on the weather reports, we're very concerned through at least Wednesday. It appears we'll have bad weather, and in many ways this is the worst temperature, right? Sort of on the line of freezing and not freezing, as you all know in covering this. This is sort of the worst weather we can have in many ways in the winter. So we think it'll persist through, right now it looks like it'll persist through Wednesday. So it's going to be difficult to begin that recovery as long as we have continuing bad weather. Other questions?
Do we have enough, Missouri, we have enough set aside for this type of emergency plan?
Yeah, this is a sort of thing. I've made my disaster declaration for the state to make state resources available. Obviously, another purpose there is eventually to seek federal reimbursement. So, yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to state with absolute certainty what the federal government will do, but looking around at the damage in Webb City, I suspect that the federal government will provide some reimbursement for us. And we're at a point right now we really don't worry too much about the reimbursement. We have a crisis. We have as many as 90,000 people without power. We will use existing state resources, and if necessary, spend state dollars to try and help get through the storm, and then we can sort through the reimbursement later on. This is really about the health and well-being of Missourians at this point. We'll worry about all of the paperwork as we move forward.
Because the other ice storm was only 11 months ago or so, are we still working on reimbursements from that? I mean, is there overlap in that?
There probably still are some reimbursements. That's a good question. I don't have that exactly in front of me, but given the speed with which Washington works, I suspect there are some reimbursements occurring across the state still. I know in many ways, lots of private property owners are still recovering from that storm. I actually spent a lot of time at the little farm near Stratford where I grew up, and still cleaning up brush and broken limbs and whatnot from that storm 11 months ago. So this was, I don't know that right now that this is as bad as that was, but clearly it's some pretty bad damage that I've seen already this morning. Anything else? Well, I certainly want to, again, commend the responders. Everybody's working extremely hard. Remember, the city employees, the utility employees, working through the night, and certainly want to praise and commend their efforts and the local effort. And again, let everybody here know that the state is available to help, and we want to provide any assistance. I want to provide any assistance that we can provide to Webb City and other communities as they recover from the storm and get through what's still some pretty bad weather. Thank you all very much.